Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. If this video finds you, there might be a message in it for you. It's a collective reading or general reading for the collective. Let's start with overall energy of the person you're dealing with. Somebody might be trying to make a decision. Yeah, this decision's quite burdensome on them. This person's energy is trying to find the strength. Trying to find the strength for what? Oh, some difficulty there. Trying to find the strength, maybe to be single. Maybe they don't like being single. They're having to work at it. Overall energy for this person. This is a huge deck. Overall energy of this person. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. Overall energy. This person is trying to reap what they sowed. All their hard work is showing somewhat to be fruitful. They want to take a small part of it. It's like he's trimming some mistletoe here, hoping to get some kisses maybe from you. Everybody knows mistletoe is toxic and poisonous. Princess of Pentacles. Two of Swords. So this person is making a hard decision about which path to take. They're really trying to find the worth in the direction that they're going in, but with them being possibly immature in a sense, whether that's an age or emotional maturity or financial stability, but having a hard time getting any fruitfulness out of their path that they've chosen. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Wands. And the Lord with the High Priest. Yeah, this person is having this person could be really having a hard time making a decision on what kind of message to bring to you. And whatever message they're trying to bring to you, they're trying to find out. They're trying to come up with it to be of some value, to have some strength to it. But the High Priest is like the High Priestess. They know your intuition is being picked up on it, but they're trying to match your intuition of being the High Priest with being the Lord, like the Emperor. So they're trying to match your energy. There's some kind of communication that might be coming to you pretty soon, or has came to you. I have a feeling that it's more of a decision on how to communicate. Should I write a letter? Should I send them a gift? Like, Which path do I take? Do I communicate? Do I not? Do I sit in silence? Person's energy is a little immature for sure. But at the same time, they're trying, like their ego is talking louder than their actual ability to do something here. Their ego, when really they don't know what they're doing. They're not really sure which way to go. See if we can get a little vibe for that too. Yeah, they're puzzled, suffering in silence. What will this communication be? Oh, maybe notice that you glowing up. Go up there. Glowing up, you're joyful, you're happy. You're doing your thing. What are they wanting to communicate about though? Like what kind of message is your person contemplating trying to make a decision on? What's the vibe? What's the vibe with that? Spirit, what's the vibe with this person? They're salty, they're bitter and angry, a little petty. They're in isolation. They're two-faced. They're trying to look like they have some empathy. It's not really working. They want to come off looking like they have some empathy. But they're definitely two-faced. I got like some of these cards the very last reading that I did. So this energy is still lingering. Sorry. Anything else? What's the vibe? Legal on the bottom. They could be going through a legal situation and wanting your advice, but they know that you have some boundaries put up right now. So this two-faced person might be why they're having a hard time deciding on which path to take, on how to communicate to you. You've already probably seen the mask removed on this person, and that's probably why you have them blocked on how to communicate. You have them blocked on how to communicate. That's why they're trying to come up with a clever way, something of value on how to communicate. They're going through some isolation, feeling rejected, feeling alone. They might be self-inflicting some kind of toxic behaviors. They might be dabbling a little bit too much in whatever their vices are. Well, let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Split the deck. They probably betrayed you in some way. Might have stabbed you in the back. Bunch of lies. Yeah, and they thought they were pretty like victorious about getting away with all their lies. You being an empath probably makes it easy for them to live in the Lululand. Waiting for their ships to come in. They had a lot of talk probably. They're like, I'm so victorious, I'm so grandiose, I'm so special. But we know there was a bunch of lies, it seems like. And I don't think they want to come forward with communication about their lies. How they breadcrumbed you is really keeping them up. And it's like the card that you saw where the back is just stabbed with 10 swords. They're feeling it. they're feeling it, and karma's coming at them for breadcrumbing. They also might have been trying to pretend to be the hero here and treated you like a beggar. They might have been like, you need to chase me. That's the obstacle with this communication. 2 cards. Oh. The World and the King of Swords. So the obstacle here with the communication is they still want to stand on lies. They still want to, they might be a little narcissistic here. Words are going to be like a double-sided blade. And I think they're wanting to look like a king, but they don't really have much of a kingdom or a castle to like be proud of. With the World, this is something that all has to come to pass. Somebody here is maybe a karmic lesson for you, or a karmic lesson for them. Upside down, they don't want to have confrontation anymore, and they know that they've lost at this fight. Trying to come to you like you're the empress, and like they know how to get romantic with you. They know what works. You are the empress. They set your energy. You could be divine feminine right now, and that's how they see you, is in your feminine, nurturing goddess of an energy. And they don't really have much to offer you on their little knights. They're not really a white knight. I'm not seeing them being a white knight. They want to be the hero. They want to be the knight in shining armor that comes in. They're trying to act like it, but it's all in manipulation. They're weighing the scales. Every time that they give, they're like, I'm only giving because I want to see what I can get in return. Weighing those scales. You're just below me. You're pawns. And that's what I'm getting from this energy, especially with that this karmic ego. It's gonna come at them. They're probably they might be a little remorseful. They might be really laying in the bed that they made. That's what I'm hearing. Like, lay in the bed you made it. You know what I mean? They might be praying a little bit, doing some self-reflecting. Gosh, I hope so. Self-reflecting is needed for growth. I just heard also how, yep, there's the communication again. They want to come in and communicate with you. They see you're doing good. They see your fruitfulness. And they want to come trim from your tree of life. They want to communicate somehow. I feel like you have this person blocked or slightly blocked. The obstacle is communication here. You don't communicate very well. What is the advice? What is the advice for you? Any advice for my collective? Knight of Pentacles, the Moon, Three of Cups. Stand on business. Go out there and create your own circle of friends and trustworthy people. Advice for you is you need to stand on your business. firm grounding, ground yourself, socialize with people that love and care for you. Pay attention to your subconsciousness, possibly even your dreams too. You might be having some dreams that are clarifying things for you if you're ruminating a lot about stuff. What's the obstacle with this advice from my collective? Obstacle is laying this to rest, like the death of this relationship, but it's a new beginning. You might be having a hard time with the new beginning part. Yeah. So your advice is a new beginning. Make friends, socialize with like-minded people. Hold your own staff. Yeah, you got some Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups energy coming in. So you know that your value is within. You have a lot of value here and a lot to offer in this material world too, but also in the emotional realm. And both these queens are very focused on what they possess, what they're holding. Or sometimes you'll see like knights and kings are looking up or looking away. These queens are the ones that are looking at their value, looking at what they have. So you could be doing a lot of self-reflecting. If you're not, you're being advised or guided to self-reflect, to see your value. You can't be breadcrumbs if you're the one who's valuable. If you definitely see your own value too. And everybody else around you too wants to celebrate in that value. How can my collective heal? Actually, I think I need a deck for that. Queen of Pentacles, again. How can the collective heal? How can the collective heal? The Lovers, you might be advised to get over the situation with a little passion. I hear this in the back of my head, but I don't want to say it. But it's like the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody. It's made me laugh. How do you heal? Yeah, you're a little beat up by this, and you're feeling like left out on the cold, possibly rejected, looking for like sanctuary, trying to find your peace. These people are a bit suffering right now. Your lover's situation seems like you went from this and being the lovers into this couple where this poor person here is like, oh my gosh, like I've fallen, I can't get up, and this one's like, well, I'm not gonna help you. It's like, why are we in this misery together? Because misery likes company. Could be. But right behind them is a warm, toasty church, a sanctuary. Like, if they were to depart, right, from each other, probably, they'd be okay. They'd find their peace. Yeah, you got to set up some boundaries. Definitely advice. I think that's advice for everybody, seems like nowadays. Not a lot of people know how to have boundaries. What is this, my collective advice for this person on how to deal with this person? I did see the devil there in that card. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn or somebody who is involved with a lot of vices. And that might be why you need to reject them and leave them in the cold, you know? It might be illusion. I feel like those wanted to come out. So we're going to go ahead. Yeah, temperance, confrontation. This person you're dealing with, their advice is they really need to, like, the battle is within. They got to go through their own skeletons in a closet. They got to have some patience, some understanding that it's like the conflict is within. It's like this bad side to them that's maybe temperamental, because temperamental with temperance. The advice is for them to, yeah, they're not going to be probably coming to you anytime soon without figuring out some of their beef with themselves. I mean, Tower moment with the Ten of Swords, yeah, they gotta have the Tower moment. You can't have a new beginning without sometimes putting the ego death, killing the ego. And getting a little bit of the vibe, though, that this person is still going to keep doing the same old thing. They're very stubborn. They're very stubborn and do not know. Like, I see them trying to, like, have fun, focusing on, like, trying to be a happy person. But they're not focusing too much on healing. Their advice is to heal. They need to heal. Yeah, upside down. Oh. Upside or reverse of Seven of Wands. So it's like they need to heal. They need to stop fighting for their passions and all this other stuff. They need to really focus in. Yeah, reverse the devil here. That's how they get their Ten of Pentacles. That's how they get their value. So this is how they're going to get their value back, basically, is they have to stop let go of their vices. They have to like walk away from this situation of torment that they're causing for themselves, and they have to like no longer torment somebody else either. Stop tormenting them. You're not tormenting them. They're tormenting you probably, or they've tormented you. But they have to leave this way of lifestyle, their old ways, to move forward to being a high value person and having a high value life. Okay. How can the collective reach their goals, reach their advice? Hangman often represents having like a different perspective. Paired with the Two of Swords is like part of you is being blinded by something. And to take off the blindfold, you might need to, like Hangman, have a different perspective on something. That's how you reach your goal. You might have to cut through some hard truths yourself. I'm hearing also the blindfold on your eyes here might have been you were in a bit of a delusion of who this person was. And you're starting to see them in a different light now, see them in a different angle. And I think it scares you a little bit, though, and you want to put the blindfold back on because, familiarness is comfort. But a lot of people go back to being trauma bonded or break no contact because the trauma bond is familiar. And it's scary sometimes to be out there and not know what to expect. Yeah, like not knowing what to expect here. You're not really full of like, oh, this is all, I know how to handle this situation normally. This card's upright. You're like, I got options. Upside down, you're just not sure even what to think anymore. Like you're having to start fresh with even like your brain patterns, your logic, your heart, your emotions. It's like you're reconditioning yourself. And sometimes we have to recondition ourselves. You might have been at a cognitive dysfunction with this person for a while. And you're starting to find your true self. Yeah, with the Magician popping out here. You're definitely creating and working towards a new version of yourself. Manifesting, using what resources you have to be able to fight this King of Knights here, or King of Swords. Where did you go, King of Swords? Oh, he's hiding now. So earlier I said this was your person, right? And how their words might have hurt you. What they do, their words and their actions and everything might be like a double-sided blade. You're manifesting and working on and looking at your resources and being very logical about this now. And I also like this card a lot too for you right now because this is like the bitch card where she's like, she'll cut back. She'll cut back. She ain't gonna take no BS. And I kind of see this too as like you're rebranding yourself to be the stronger version. And you have all the tools to do so. You have all the tools to do so. You have plenty of resources at your disposal. And you're definitely a queen. You got queen status. I mean, we now have you representing as, hello, every queen here but the Queen of Wands. So I'm not really seeing you focusing too much on like passions and desires and the arts or anything like that. You're really standing on business, getting emotionally mature, self-reflecting. Once again, these two queens here are really focused on the value that they hold and possess. Queen of Swords, she's facing to the right, which is representation of the future. When they face to the left, it's kind of like from the past. And this is what you have in store for you in the future is like your strength, your resources. You're working on your resources. And this is how it's going to help you get to your goals. Let's see if we can get a Message from the fairies to close this down. I'm feeling pretty good about this reading. It's a little bit like the last one I just did. If you didn't see that, look into it. It was pretty good because your energy was coming, the collective's energy was coming across as the Knight of Pentacles a lot. And the good news about this is their energy is coming off as queens. So you're still upgrading. You're still upgrading. You're still elevating, which is what we got in the last reading. What message do you have to help us close this reading down with? Message from the fairies. Healing with the fairies. Body movement. You might want to get out there and get dancing. Yeah. Might be time to really get your body out there and move around. Movement brings endorphins, serotonin. It's one of the most natural ways your body can heal from a situation, especially if you went through such a stressful time. Seems like a stressful time with this person, probably even that could have made you physically ill for a while. But you need to do some body movements and move around. Enjoy some music, honor true feelings. Those might be the resources that we were looking at earlier. That is what you're manifesting. One more card, please. Making new friends. You're really urged here to make new friends, to go out there. Possibly joining some sites to make friends. Earlier I was laughing because when we got the Lovers card on advice, I was like, yeah, you make some friends, get to know some other people. When you have options, you have resources. You can't be too busy to worry about this anymore. You know what I mean? You got a lot going on for you, and that is good news. This person, on the other hand, is salty, two-faced. They're getting what's coming to them. It is not your problem. It is not your problem to solve anymore. They are not your responsibility. You're being urged to move forward with making new friends and being in that queen status. I hope you liked the reading. If you do, or if any of this resonated for you or somebody's energy that you're familiar with right now, please like and subscribe. That really helped the growth of this channel. And until next time, thank you.